Wes, this was one of your picks. This is a team that I love very much also for certain reasons.
Mhm.
Not the top of my list, but this is a solid pick for sure. Why do you think Team Ninja is, or why do you feel Team Ninja is one of your most beloved developers?
Because they gave me Team Ninja gave me two classic games that I love, and it's not just me. It's everybody, but one of them was Dead or Alive, which is a fighting game. So I love my fighters.
Oh yeah, no
Dead or
doubt.
Alive was so good. It rivaled Virtual Fighter because the play mechanics were very similar. The original one was innovative because you had to input your age before you played it.
What?
Yes, because as long as you were over 18, the women's breasts they bounced.
Oh my!
There was breast physics.
When you say the first one, was this like on console or in the arcade?
It was on console and PlayStation,
Okay, PS
but they
One.
they they, they naturally bounced anyway in the arcade. Yeah.
I played these games. I mean, they are good games, but they are a very unique style of fighting game. So I didn't play the early ones. I didn't play PS1. I played a little bit later. I think the first one I played was on Xbox 360. I think it was Dead or Alive 3.
Oh, you
That,
didn't do two on Dreamcast?
no, never played
Oh
2 on
man,
Dreamcast.
two. Just see, this is why I love Team Ninja because Team Ninja takes the best parts of their previous game and turn up the intensity like 100 to the next one because Dead or Alive was just your typical fighting game, virtual fighter clone. Okay, it was great, but then Dead or Alive 2 came out and they added the graphics were 100 times better, but they added the multi-tier fighting stages where you can knock someone off and they would continue the fight like on the waterfall. You knock
Right.
somebody off the waterfall and they would jump down to continue the fight. Or it was that was one of the best Dreamcast launch titles
I'm gonna have to go back and
at
check
that
that out, man.
time.
That's pretty cool. I mean, they did that in the later ones, of course, as well.
Right.
But
With
that's
three
really
and
awesome.
four. Yeah.
I want to see how the mechanics changed too, because I don't know how it was between 1 and 2. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. But when you got to like 3, uh, 3 was on original Xbox, so that must have been where I
Mm-hmm.
started playing actually, because I know I
Right.
had 3 for sure. Those games were very defense based. Like that game was all about countering, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Was 1 and 2 the same way?
Yes. And
Okay,
that's how Virtual Fighter kind of is.
that makes sense. I haven't played Virtual Fighter in a number of years, and I was only Virtual Fighter. If you guys don't know, in my opinion, is very difficult to get good at multiple characters. It takes a lot of time to get good at one character. So all my Virtual Fighter time I spent with the same character, and I was decent. I wasn't even good. Like I'm not that great at fighting games, but you really need to spend, in my opinion, one time with a lot of time with one fighter in Virtual Fighter. Where Dead or Alive was kind of I feel like I could play as different characters a little bit easier.
Yeah. And then from Dead or Alive, we get, I want to say a spin off per se, but technically, this game came out before Dead or Alive. But you had Ryu from Dead or Alive, who was the main character in Ninja Gaiden.
Oh yeah. So Ninja Gaiden definitely came first because that was from back
Mm-hmm.
in the day, but he was of course in Dead or Alive. Now, I mean this is my jam. This is my
It's
Team Ninja.
everybody's jam, man.
I mean, this might be my second most played NES game behind like all right, so Mario 1, 2 and 3. Let's not include those. This is
Mm-hmm.
my fourth most played NES game behind those three because I certainly played Mario more than that. But Ninja Gaiden, like it's so that the first one specifically. I played 2 and 3 later on. They're good games.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the first game. The first game to me is just so good on the NES, and there are some cheap things. It is a very
Mm-hmm.
difficult game,
Oh, yes, it is.
but it is unbelievably fun if you can get past that. You have to be able to just deal with cheapness and you also have to learn how like things respawn because that'll completely screw you. Like those damn birds
Mhm.
constantly respawn and will murder you in Ninja Gaiden if you don't understand how to scroll the screen to get that to stop. But did you like those? Let me ask you this: did you like the old ones from the NES better, or did you like when they came back during the Xbox era and
Man,
made like a new version?
I love the remakes. I love the new versions. I mean, the originals were great. They were super hard, so I never finished them. But when they showed the remake on the Xbox, man, I think that was a system seller, hands down. When Ninja Gaiden came out, people were buying Xboxes like crazy just for that game. It
I
was
mean, at the
so
time,
well done,
it looked amazing. Like it was one of the best looking games in the Xbox, if not the best looking at that time.
and it was still hard, but
Oh,
I beat
dude.
it. It was still hard.
Oh, you beat it? You beat the first one
I did
on
beat the
Xbox?
first one and the second one, but it was hard.
Oh, I
The
know.
book.
I got probably halfway through that game and I got to one boss, and I remember I spent like a night playing it. It was probably like I was playing. I got up to this one specific boss. I played for like
Mhm.
2.5 hours probably on that boss. I couldn't beat her, and I was like, whatever. And I never played the game again because I was so frustrated.
Oh man, I kept at it because I love the game so much. I was determined.
Makes me want to go back and play them. I know they remade the Sigma, which was like I guess the PlayStation versions of those games that came
Hmm.
out later. They put out a
Yeah.
collection of those recently, so I'm interested in going back and playing them. But I also heard that the Sigma versions were like actually not as good as the originals. Like the frame rate
Hmm.
is slower or something like that. I don't know. You guys can go look it up. I don't remember exactly what it was, but these are supposed to be like the inferior version. So like, why the hell would you pick those, man? Like, why would you just remake the other ones? I don't know.
Then
Um,
here's a game that I mean you love Nintendo and I'm sure you've played Hyrule Warriors, the Zelda Dynasty Warriors game.
Hyrule Warriors I certainly played. I didn't play this on the Wii U because at the time the Wii U was this is when the game first came out. I didn't have a Wii U. I bought one. I have one now.
Hmm.
I have some games for it. I probably got like 15 or 20 games for it. So I don't have a lot, but I did want to play this back then. I like Dynasty Warriors games
Hmm.
mostly. Not 9. 9 was terrible. Didn't bother picking that one up. Hyrule Warriors is fantastic. Hyrule Warriors is actually the best Dynasty Warriors game they made in years. And they made the definitive version on the Switch, which was the one that I played. And then they made a sequel to that later on, which came out probably like a year or two ago. And that game is really, really good. And like not just a good like Dynasty Warriors type game, but
Hmm.
they incorporate all sorts of stuff from Zelda in there. Like you can see that the Dynasty Warriors games, they're just like kind of putting them out now. They're just like, yeah, here's another one. Yeah, here's another one. But when they have to work with Nintendo, Nintendo's probably like, you need to make this good because there's a
Hmm.
lot more care put into it. There's a lot more elements that are, unique. Or maybe the team is just getting a new IP to work with and they're like, oh man, we could do all this stuff. And like they've just been stuck making Dynasty Warriors for so long that they get something new that's still Dynasty Warriors, but you know, maybe that kind of encourages them to make a better game because they're fantastic titles that you should play if you like those kind of games.
This one surprised me because like Dynasty Warriors is made by Koei.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Zelda and are Nintendo properties. So to have Konami kind of take the Dynasty Warriors engine and
Team Ninja.
throw or Team Ninja, I'm sorry, Team Ninja, um, and then throw you know Nintendo properties on top of Dynasty Warriors properties, and we get Hyrule Warriors. So it's like, huh?
Well,
It,
Team Ninja also worked on this game in tandem with another team. I don't think they were the leads on this because the Dynasty
okay,
Warriors team is Tecmo Koei, and you won't really see Team Ninja associated with them unless this is something new that they just started doing. But
gotcha.
Team Ninja is a part of both Hyrule Warriors games, which I wasn't aware of until we started doing this. I had
Hmm.
no idea, and that also might be why the quality level is up a notch. The Team
True,
Ninja is
true.
involved. So you guys should definitely check those out. They also made Fire Emblem Warriors, which is like, of course, Fire Emblem's another Nintendo title. They made a Warrior series based off that. It's supposed to be very good too. I haven't had a chance to check that out yet, but that's another spinoff for you guys to check. One other spinoff I wanted to mention you earlier when we first started talking about Team Ninja is you were talking about some jiggling stuff happening in the arcade and PS1. And the jiggle physics were a real thing because they put those out in full force for Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, which was actually
Yes,
a
they
good
did.
volleyball game because I
It
owned that
was.
one.
It was.
They did have some, innuendo-ish type things that are like weird in the game for sure. That was definitely there, but it was actually a good volleyball game.
Yeah, I don't understand why that game got an M rating. I
I
mean, there was
mean,
no nudity in it. It was no language in it. It was a bunch of women on the beach playing volleyball in their bikinis and doing various other I won't say exercises, but activities because there was like jet ski and all that other stuff in there. But it was fun. It was a good volleyball game.
it was a very good volleyball game, actually, which was the reason I got it because I was like, oh, yeah, it got good reviews. I like volleyball games, so I mentioned one earlier. Uh, but yeah, I don't know why it was rated mature. I played the game. I couldn't tell you why. I'd have to go back and look at the box to see what the ESRB's reasoning would be
Yeah.
for that. But yeah, if you guys have a chance and if you like volleyball games, it's actually a good volleyball game that you
I
can
mean,
check out.
talking about volleyball games, totally off topic. What'd you think of Outlaw Volleyball?
That one I never played.
Okay.
I didn't play any of the Outlaw series. There was like Outlaw Golf, Outlaw Volleyball,
Outlaw
and
Tennis.
I felt like those games were just trying too hard. Every time I saw them, like you're just like a little too much. You're trying too much to be like over the top, in my opinion, and it just
I
never
got you.
attracted me. It turned me off to them. Did you play them at all?
I did the tennis. I did the tennis and the golf, I think. I didn't do the volleyball.
Was it any good?
Actually, they were pretty good. They
Okay.
were good. They were good.
I think I have one of those. I think I got one from like a flea market or like a thrift store for like $5 or something in the past few years. To go back and see which one it is. The last thing I want to mention from Team Ninja is not something me or you or either of us are familiar with, and that's Neo1 and D02, which were PS4 games. I think it came out on Xbox One also. Or no, these were only on PlayStation.
I think they were PlayStation only.
Yeah, so this would have been PS4 games, and these are supposed to be like Dead Souls or Demon Souls style
Mm-hmm.
game, or Dark Souls. I said Dead Souls, Dark Souls or Demon Souls style of games that are made by Team Ninja, and they're actually supposed to be very good. I don't think they're as beloved as Dark Souls or Demon Souls, but they're supposed to be like the next best version, in comparison to those games.
Yeah, I saw them, and every time I go into the store, and I keep saying, I think I'm gonna pick this up now, and then I wind up buying something else. So I have never played them. I hear a lot of good things about them.
They're supposed to be excellent.
That's what I hear.
I just don't know. I never got into those Dark Souls and Demon Souls games, so I don't feel
Yeah.
that I would get into these, and that's why I haven't tried them yet.
Okay.
But maybe one day, who knows?
Well, if anybody is listening or watching, if you can comment if you've played Neo 1 and 2, let us know how they are. I'm curious.
Yeah, definitely drop a comment, guys. Please do that for us. Also, make sure you guys are following us as well. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those things. You guys can subscribe to us on YouTube. That would be awesome. We would definitely appreciate that. Please
Mhm.
remember to follow us on Patreon and support us over there if you can. You can support us for as little as $1 a month, and the funds that you put into there go right back into making our shows better. So we really do appreciate any support you can provide over there. Wes, where can people follow you at?
You can follow me on Instagram at Grendel5XBX, and you can also follow me at Level Up Entertainment in South Jersey.
There you go. You guys can follow me at from NJ to CA over on Twitter. And until next time, you guys take care.
Have a good one.